Like,
That's what I'm saying because I accidentally hit that shit. Look, this the one that got it right. So that one got us sued. Let's get rid of that one.
sued. Okay, let's take it easy.
They did. They just put in Espanol. And then this other shit. You know what? Fuck it. While we talking, hey, Banks versus Davis. Uh, I had a bad bar. I was about to say, sent
No,
politics for
say it.
9/11. The world,
Well, okay,
the
no,
Lord's
no,
blessing
no.
keeps me lyrically inclined. Yeah.
We got new intro. We got new intro music. Shout out to Troy Cameron.
Fuck Troy.
That's Rainmaker's Revenge from his Made for Love EP. You can find his music on Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube. He's got a YouTube page, Troy Cameron. He's obviously one half of Reggae Boy Radio. Shout with him and Josh. Shout out to Josh. But yeah, thanks to Troy for allowing us to use that for our new intro music because we had to fix it so we could fight the copyright claims we were constantly getting with the old intro.
Fuck Troy and Josh.
Okay.
How about that? Hey, bro, why would you say that?
All right, and I know you ain't talking with your. We didn't even talk about the fucking Nick Young thing. Like, why is Nick Young fighting? Like,
hey man, you got bills to pay, right?
I'm just saying, like, well, that ain't. You mean we ain't paying bills with that? Again, I got a job to pay bills. This shit ain't paying bills.
No, I'm saying no. This shit probably paid more than what he got for that celebrity boxing thing. Them motherfuckers don't pay like that. Don't be fooled.
But he can't look at again. Adrian Peterson got slept by Le'Veon Bell. Like,
Adrian Peterson got 10 kids, bruh. And he can't play with the Washington Commanders anymore.
But to box, that's worse than playing football now at this point.
No, it's triple. It's like a double scoop of CTE. Like here,
that's what I'm saying.
CTE,
yeah, boxing at this age versus playing football at this age, like you're already used to it.
Yo, who gonna pick up AP? Who pick up AP right now? Would you pick? He ain't even. You can't have a nickname in the world. Charles Barkley. When you get older, you can't have no nickname. Who the fuck gonna pick up Adrian?
The XFL needs some star power. I mean, shit. Unless Dwayne Johnson's suiting up for every fucking team they got.
I feel like he can at this point.
Yeah, and he'd fucking tear a quad just running out to the fucking huddle.
I mean, that's fine. The AGA should fix that. But the
reason he's tearing the quads because he's on the HGH, but that's here or there. This is Banks versus Davis. Live here every Sunday on YouTube. Again, we might be joining y'all before football action kicks off during the NFL season, but
it's going to be a bunch of early morning podcasts. I'm going to tell you that.
If not, you can catch the replay again here on YouTube, the main show, because now we launched a Patreon yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Sign up, Banks versus Davis on Patreon. Right now, the content hasn't dropped. We've been storing it. It starts to drop on Monday, and then it'll drop Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We got it. We have it all stored up.
Potentially Saturday.
If you're wondering why there's no content now, we want to have some stored away over this last week to do the announcement, to have y'all sign up. Again, there's some special guests, some real exclusive content that can't be shown on YouTube due to a lot of issues. So you won't want to miss stuff like that. Again, bonus episodes will be on there. Part of the Banks will be exclusively on the Patreon. So if you like the ramblings of a madman, that's where you can find part of the Banks. Into the Wrestling Verse, other movie commentary tracks will be on there as well. So if you've been a fan of those past summer, when we did the Dark Knight Rises and the Dark Knight, the Batman, Red Notice, there was a movie we watched for the first time, much like Red Notice. That's an episode you won't want to miss. That's one of our classics from this year. This one that we just did yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
But But again, the main show is where it's at. It's the reason we got here. 2 years. We're 2 weeks away from. We're 2 weeks away from 2 years. Is what I'm trying to say.
2 away from 2, stupid.
9/25, 2 year anniversary show. 2000s music, 2000s movies. It might not be a 6 hour pod, but it will probably be a total of 6 hours. You won't want to miss it. Again, we did 90s music and 90s movies last year, but that wasn't part of the anniversary show. That was right after. Because for the anniversary show we paid homage to the man who should be guesting. Any point, just pick up the phone, John. Just pick up the phone, Mr. Cena.
Dan calling him Cena. You doubling down with the eating, bro. Pick up the phone, John.
Pick up the phone, John.
Like, yeah, you sound like you at a job right now.
But yeah, the Banks, we got a good amount of stuff to talk about. How was your week? You want to talk about your week first?
Yeah. So this person right here probably just fucks up every single one of my days. So it wasn't a good week, you know. I was about to go very dark joke, but otherwise than that, yeah, I grew my facial hair back. Thank you so much, CM dot punk. I grew back my facial hair. Otherwise than that, I've been recording damn near every day, so I have no idea the concept of time.
That is true.
Hey, Rome, I got to hit you up too.
That is definitely true. I don't think you have that facilities for that, man. Or what's that drop? Big man.
I think you have the facilities for that big man.
Yeah, that's you right now. Your brain's just
Yeah, if you get CTE from like podcasting, definitely. You get CTE from singing, then I'll be Tyrese.
I mean, that'd probably be the best way. I was about to say that'd probably be the best way to describe his acting in Morbius. It's like this is a man that either just woke up from a 40-year coma or too many shots to the head.
Or they just didn't even give him a script. They was like, you know
that
what?
Too. But Tyreek, I think there was no script.
It wasn't. Tyreek, Mr. Black Pie, he probably calls himself on set. Can you just like ad lib? Like, cool. Like I could count how many lines he had in that movie. It was probably 5.
Well, would you be an asshole like that on set where like they always say like method actors have to be called by the character, or someone's like,
no, it's
call
weird.
me Mr. Snipes, or you know, would you go like call me like
Mr. Tibbs?
Or whatever you'd want to, like, you'd come up with some name. Would you make people like refer to you on this, or like don't look at me when you talk to me? Like,
no. So you ever seen that movie with I can't name him, Redacted Cosby and Sidney Poitier, Uptown Saturday Night? You never seen that? So if we did a movie like that, obviously you couldn't be here. You probably had to be in blackface. But when it was supposed to be remaked a long time ago. That was actually, that's a sidebar. Will Smith and Denzel was actually supposed to do that movie. The remake of it. Which would have been great. It would have drawn numbers. It still draw numbers. But no, if I was in a movie like that, or let's just take that movie away. If I was in a movie like Spider-Man, no, don't call me Miles Morales. But if I was in Uptown Saturday Night, yeah, you probably could call me that character, because essentially they were acting like they self. So Redacted Cosby, same thing. It's in the movie, so take that for what it is.
This has already gotten off to a terrible start by the mention.
I didn't say his name.
You just keep saying the man only goes by Cosby more or less these days, anyway. So like,
you want me to call him Bing Cosby? What you want me to say? I can't remix the last name.
All right, let's get started. Pretty big news week. I think because HBO Max fucked up and I'd given us the bag, we more or less prayed for their downfall, as we've covered the last few weeks. They showed Batgirl for no reason. Warner Discovery, as you alluded or are theorizing, is bankrupt because the one company spent all the money to buy the other company. There's so much turmoil within AEW, which more or less is a Warner Discovery property. Same with Don't Worry, Darling, which you and I talked about briefly yesterday with Van, that like that movie had come out now. It's all we'd be talking about, just in terms of like
what is it
content wise.
Because I still don't know.
I still don't know. It's the whole it's just women controlled by men, the movie.
What year does that take place in?
Like the 50s, 60s.
Oh, Doc, then you need to get a time machine. So it's just I don't. So is it? We don't need to talk about it too long. So is it like a feminist concept movie? I don't understand.
It was until Olivia Wilde revealed herself to not be a feminist, as we discussed on the pilot of the Patreon episode.
Hey, kayfabe is in fact dead. Why would you fuck
Yeah.
that up?
Remember, we had said like by her being so feminist, but then wanting Shia LaBeouf, a known abuser, back on set. That shows you are indeed a feminist, especially if you're going to put down the lead of your movie, which is Florence Pugh, a woman herself. Then again, you are not. That's not very feminist.
Hey man, let me tell y'all something. In the entertainment business, sometimes it's just best to lie because it's all a lie.
Oh, they're all
Even
hypocrites.
podcasting is a lie. It's
Everyone's a
entertainment
hypocrite,
business.
though.
Yeah, I'm talking about the entertainment business in general. We outside, yes, but in the entertainment business, everybody's a liar. Listen, you're a liar. So why not
You
keep
lie.
the lie going? Yeah, keep the lie going on in the entertainment business. Now she done fucked up her numbers.
Yeah, well, this movie, like, it's not coming out till. Well, it'll come out the 23rd, the weekend of the 2-year anniversary show. But like I said, if it had come out Friday, I probably would have seen it because nothing else is happening. We discussed it last week. It's been quite a few weeks. Just a lot of news is dropping. Nothing. I mean, you and I aren't watching House of the Dragon, but that is the main thing that is allowing Warner
You said
Discovery.
House
Mainly,
I'm not watching that shit.
no, I'd say it's one of the good things that HBO Max has, or Warner Discovery in general, to hold on to the show that's doing numbers. It's a big IP for them. But you and I, we were the guys for HBO Max. We were talking about Peacemaker. We were talking about Euphoria for a bit. We were talking about Winning Time. I mean, they have The Idol coming up, the weekend show. I'm excited for that. But they don't really have. They've kind of dropped the bag. I think now we're gonna have to steer in to being a Netflix show because the news they dropped this week. We just did a commentary track to The Gray Man. That's coming up. Fuck no, I haven't seen Samaritan. We said this last week, or did we say that on the Patreon? Either way, it was on an episode where I asked because I asked you because that's a Banks movie is Samaritan.
No, it ain't.
Yeah, you an Asai Stallone fan?
No.
Oh, I thought you were.
This motherfucker don't speak English, and when he allegedly,
neither do you.
Yeah, but I ain't got my fucking brain caved in for acting.
Are you okay?
And besides that, I can say nigga. He said nigga.
When?
A couple times.
Damn, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's a whole bunch of stories of him.
Well, he's Italian, so I mean,
from New Jersey. He's definitely said Mooley.
Yeah, no, that's a
Mooley.
No, we just, like I said, did a Gray Man commentary track. We just reviewed, we just did a Morbius commentary track. That's playing on Netflix. So we're giving Netflix a lot of shine, but the news they dropped this week is Vince Staples is having a Netflix show based on his life.
Here you go, Doc.
And
you get your shine now.
And I'm excited for it. The only negative part is it's going to be show run by Kenya Barris, who did Blackish, Grownish.
You don't like Blackish?
I liked a few. I've only seen a few episodes. I've definitely seen more episodes of Grownish than Blackish.
You didn't like Mixish?
I didn't watch that, but shout out to my guy Zach Morris.
I thought Mixish should be your bag.
Let's do this right now because you've been calling me out for 2 weeks now. Let's have this discussion right there. Let's.
It'll definitely be more entertaining than this, and I'm trying to steer it away because I already know what Doc Goofy is going to say.
No, let's do it. Let's do this right here. So for the last 3 weeks, you've just been
let's save it for Patreon.
No. You just not because this is gonna you've been throwing these fucking jabs at me about me and mixed women. Are you saying I like my women like I like my QBs? Because Trey Lance.
No, you like your women like the back of the palm of your hand.
No, I'm saying like Trey Lance is the starting QB for the 49ers. He has a white mother. Colin Kaepernick, my favorite 49er of all time, had a white mother.
Really?
And now you're just... Yeah, you didn't know that?
Oh, he is from Milwaukee, so yeah.
No, I'm not saying the one where not saying his adopted parents like...
where is he originally from? I thought he was from Milwaukee.
That's where he was born and that's where he was raised. I don't know. I can't remember.
So he's from Milwaukee?
But no, you've been throwing these shots about me and mixed women. You got a problem, pal?
No, you from Cali. That's what we do. Not me, but that's what you do.
Oh, see, there you go. So there.
Like, all right, so I just discovered, fuck it, even though I like to put stuff behind the paywall, I just discovered that's fucking hilarious. I just discovered that a young woman I just talked to, she ain't young, she only 30. I just talked to her and she was like, "Yeah, my mom is white." I said, "Damn."
No.
So
So you're like,
no, I just asked her, "Can you invite me over to the house on Halloween?" A little bit of milk in there is crazy, Zill. How about like 50% milk and then the rest?
why have you been wanting to call me out on this?
I'm
Why?
not calling you out. I don't care.
Yes, no, this has been a
Uh,
recurring thing on every episode since. Yeah, you've been nonstop with it.
18 and 45 is the same age for women these days. That's the problem. No, I'm not calling you out. I got a bunch of friends from California. It's just a
This is
California thing.
this is the reverse of I got a black friend. Is I have a bunch of friends.
No, I got some nigga friends too. I got a Negro, I got a nigga, I got black, I got white, one white friend. Yeah, so it's like,
Am I
dog,
the one white friend?
you about right. Yeah, you it. You definitely the Cody Rose in my stable. Pause. Uh,
Well,
so
you got because
I'm
not the stable of hoes you have is what you were trying to exclude, right?
stable of hoes. What hoes?
Exactly. Oh, okay.
Work is
Well,
my
I can
hoe.
expose you like you've been trying to expose me, but yeah, fucking
Because
bitch.
you ain't got no paperwork. I got paperwork on you, doggy, but I ain't no snitch. I would never give it out. No, but dog, it's just a California thing. Like we like mixed exotic women. I guess if you want to say that, like my homeboy goofy ass, he be like, "Yeah, I like exotic women." I'm like, "Dog, literally, she's just black and white, bro. Michael Jackson, black and white." He be talking about she's mixed because she got curly hair, bro. That's
That's
called
okay. Now I'm feeling attacked. Okay, first of all, now
not
we're
just you.
getting.
Oh, so it's you too.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. Now we're really doing this.
But your joints don't be having mixed hair all the time. I mean, like curly hair all the time.
Two of the three
X
love
joints.
of
I'm
my
talking.
lives did. Yeah. Two of the three.
Do you know what curly hair is?
Yeah.
Tell me or tell the people.
Yeah. It's fucking curls all over. Like no. What do you? No. Don't put me back on the fucking no.
No, because you
Again, I
know
got
you got a lot of bad wenches that's gonna be like, oh, he know about the hair. Can I say that on here? I think I can. I don't give a
you
fuck.
which you
You
already
can't
said
say
it.
it. You definitely can't say that.
No.
On
No. No. No.
here. I don't even know if I'm supposed to say it for free. This supposed to be behind the paywall. What I just said, but fuck it, we here.
No.
Yeah. So they definitely gonna be like, he knows about hair. He can wrap my hair up.
I would say that is a type of woman I definitely am attracted to, but it's not the only type of woman I'm attracted to.
Graham, fuck it, we here. Yeah.
Does it have to be with me being from California? It could be.
It is.
But again, there are a lot. I grew up with a lot of Latin women and Asian women. Like again,
Hey, the Bay
so.
Area got the best. Listen, somebody here can attest to that. The Bay Area
But
got
that's
the best
so. I
Asian
guess
women
that leads to like you.
imported.
I guess that leads to the term exotic, a woman who looks like a bunch of different races or look like again she's just not white. And again, not saying like I don't date white girls. I have, and like again, I don't. I'm not just looking for one thing.
Go ahead.
Nope. You know what?
You looking for? So you just want like the Napoleon ice cream type bitch?
Neapolitan.
Thank you, sir, for correcting me. Napoleon type. Hey, it's something to that too as well, but I'll leave that alone.
You saying I want a short one or what are we gonna? What's that?
You only 5'5", so you want a midget?
Okay, here we. I'm not. Now you just really fucked up the bag because you said the M word. Like, come on.
You can't say. I'm sorry, small person.
Remember what? I'm just. Remember the Chappelle joke? Like, you won't. I can't say that word, but I can say this word. Like, no.
Do you want to keep on going, and then I'll air myself out. Fuck it.
No, like I said, you've just been throwing these jabs, and I'm like, I'm sick of your shit. Like, I'm sick of it.
But am I saying that's a bad thing? No.
In a way, I feel like you are because you're saying I don't like black women, and you're saying I don't like 100% black women.
Yeah, don't say that.
I do. I'm saying to me that's what it sounds like when you say it.
He don't like big women. That's a lie. You seen Road Trip?
Yeah, Euro Trip is better though.
That's facts. But still, he don't like thick women, bro.
I do. Okay, now you're just really starting to pit.
I see. Two. I seen two, shorty. You been with more than that? I ain't seen them. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I ain't got to see
I've never been with a woman my size or smaller, if that's what you're trying to allude to.
You ain't been with a woman that's 150 or higher?
That's all I've been with.
150 or higher?
Yeah.
You gotta send me the ad. I want to see this. Like, do the thighs like expand the dress? Like, do they have? Do they even have?
We're getting into shaky territory now.
With, no, we not. Because
no, right, with, in a certain context, yes.
Let me use this terminology. So, you seen how women from Houston are built, right?
Somewhat.
So let me use my current favorite pressure, or one of them, several. Dominique. That's her shoot name from Insecure. I forgot her character's name.
Tasha.
Yeah, Tasha. So you like that type?
Yeah, but again, I like a lot of types is the thing. Again, like Sydney Sweeney, Isaac Gonzalez, like again, Dominique, I forget what her last name is. Again, I said this in the Discord once, I like women. It doesn't matter what they are. Again, like, but you called me out on this for 3 weeks now. Just you really grinding my gears with that. That's why I said we had this discussion here, because
I want to see you. First of all, you got to be careful when you say you like all types of women, all right? Because you part of a popular brand that's in the IWC, so you might get a certain type of woman you don't want, which means she just wash right here and that's it. Second of all,
no, when they get in the shower with me, I'm watching them to make sure they clean like that.
Okay, Mr. Bitches, R&B song.
No, I'm just saying when it happens, when we take a shower, I'm watching you, because when it's very sensual, it's very like, to me, like it's. But also, like, again, I'm making sure you're clean, because what we just did or what we're about to do, I'm gonna make sure. Yeah,
this man be going through the coochie like, hey, power watching. Make sure this motherfucker good.
No comment.
That's why you supposed to tell them to take a bath. Hey, man, that's why you supposed to tell them to take a bath, so they can let that motherfucker marinate in that hot water and soap. Get in the crevice of it. You feel me? Ain't nothing like Gatorade tasting coochie.
Hey, girl, let me wash you, girl.
Like, you ever had lime Gatorade, right? Cucumber Gatorade?
Oh, not the cucumber. Hell no. Fuck no.
Okay, the cucumber, that's how it tastes.
Lemon lime. Yeah, lemon lime Gatorade is amazing.
I know somebody that hate the cucumber. I actually like the
hell no.
That shit good, bro.
All right, here. Yeah, you and that fucking salad glizzy of a fucking drink.
That shit is good, bro.
No.
So we're establishing now, everybody that's just joining us, that he in fact love, like, if you like, I'm not hate, like, I'm not.
I do. No, I'm saying I do. Again, in a way that is so stereotypical of me being a white guy, especially a white guy that I don't even like saying, like, is supposed to be in the culture, given the people I hang out with.
Some people say you're not in the culture. That's why they leave you off fake little ads and pictures and shit like that.
Exactly.
First of all, I don't know who 98% of people is, so I'm like, you can leave that.
That's the second thing, but I don't give. Again, who are y'all? Like, who? But what you just said about me being on a certain pocket, like, I'm seen by who I'm with. But again, and me being from California, like, I'm not just some. Even though I live in Minnesota, I'm not the type of white person from Minnesota. Otherwise, you and I probably wouldn't be podcasting.
No, you definitely be calling me a slur. I'm hunting yellow boys now. If you wasn't from Cali, you definitely be saying that. I can't even do no Minnesota or a.
Oh, don't you know?
Don't you know the niggas on the podcast?
Oh, no, I don't hang out with him. You know, he's very. It's basically kind of Ric Flair before he started drinking his. I am the
cocaine.
But no, I again. Yes, I do, but again, it's not the only type. It probably is the most common, but.
So if I send you a shorty that's from your city, she ain't from your city, from your area, I'm gonna see. I ain't gonna put it on the screen.
Is this the test? Is this the test?
Yeah, no, but she bad than a motherfucker. That's why. She popular too, but she fine as a motherfucker, so it don't matter. I mean, Sasha Banks allegedly from the Bay, even though that's a lie.
Yeah.
That's a damn lie. She call herself colored. She ain't from the Bay.
Okay. Well, that she did. She did.
Yeah, she definitely ain't from the Bay.
That was really bad. Yeah, that was like, sheesh.
Okay, I heard use a name right now. So Kalani, you'll fuck with her. She from the Bay. She from Oakland.
Yeah, I think she's attractive, but just would no because of all the stuff with Kyrie, PND, and then.
Oh, that was 10 years ago. She was trying to make it in Hollywood.
But then I think she plays for every team, right? Like, so I'm not gonna kind of like
all of them do these days.
That, you know what, you are kind of right with that. You know what, I gotta take that back.
She like all these bitches I know be like up here. When I say bitch, I mean respectfully. They all be like,
I like girls, me too. Yeah, yeah, you're right. We discussed. Yeah,
like dog, it don't matter at this point.
Yeah, you are right with that. That was
that's the wrong ad. All right, hold on. Yeah, so it honestly does not matter, bro, because they all.
No, I'm not saying it doesn't matter, but it was just like I said, you were like doing the jab, and I'm like, am I gonna? You were basically being JBL in the locker room, like bullying me, like, am I gonna stand up for myself? Like, and you're like, Margo, like.
Why are you just taking me? All right, so go in there in the private chat, and this shit tripping. All right. It's in it like the whole code. This is why I like this is why I like PC over Apple, because I'm like,
oh, this girl, yeah. I thought, yeah, of course I thought this woman is attractive. Yeah.
Yeah, no, she fine in the motherfucker. That's why I was laughing at them jokes.
I know. What did we talk about women being funny earlier? And you lie.
Oh, I'm gonna laugh like I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna laugh like a motherfucker, bro.
No, but you said that like you won't laugh if women definitely aren't funny, and that there are times where I'm like, y'all find this shit funny? Like,
nah, hey, listen, it's one podcast I listen to. Are they funny? Yeah, to a certain extent.
Oh, come on. You ain't shit.
To a certain extent, they funny.
You really are the king of ape shit. That's you.
Yo, what you just say? All right.
Some of them going to sleep for good.
Because you do the Big Show 180 like a motherfucker every week.
Only on camera.
No, on everyday life. Like, nah. But anyway, Vince Staples, let's get back to that.
Tommy Savage. That's hilarious. Oh, so yeah. Vince Staples.
I told you got to audition for this show.
I'm not auditioning for this shit.
You'll be back in the area. Yeah, they'll probably have a casting call. You're already affiliated. In a way.
That don't mean I want to be on the show. You can't be affiliated in a way. You got to be affiliated.
I know you didn't get jumped in, but you more or less, like I said, I ain't never seen you wear red in my life. I've known this man for 2 years. He ain't never worn red.
But I fucks with him.
Or anything that has red in it. Now that I think about it, like not a single.
I ain't gonna say too much to incriminate myself on the free podcast. You know, y'all can sign up for Patreon. I'll give y'all all the, you know what I mean, the blue tea, I guess, in this aspect. But I fuck with the other side too. That's my people. Shouts out to my people from the Bay.
Obviously.
Because you from the Bay, and that's a whole different conversation we can't have.
You really want to have
no
gang talk?
No, sir. No, sir. Gang members got the internet now. I'm trying to stay low. I'm 33 years old. I'm trying to stay low.
Even though I was really in the area again of Norteños and Sureños, but still.
No, sir. Won't be having that. Behind the paywall, yeah, anything flies for the most part, but not on the free podcast. So the Vince Staples show, hey, I'll play whatever as long as it ain't no, you know what I mean, cum si cum sa roll.
Well, it's supposed to be, I guess, his interpretation of like Curb Your Enthusiasm. And Kenya Barris tried to have his own version of that with what was his failed Netflix show?
He got him. Don't let me start.
Did you?
He's supposed to be doing the Richard Pryor movie, I think, too. So
he's supposed to be doing a lot of shit. Let me look that up real quick.
Hey man, can y'all let that Richard Pryor movie go? Because yeah, it's gonna get bad either way. Like if it would have came out through Redacted Steam, his production company, it would have went south. With Kenya,
Black,
it doesn't work.
Black AF, that was his show where he was again trying to be Larry David.
What is that show about?
It was basically a fictionalized version of his life. Again, like he was trying to be Kenya Barris playing Kenya Barris, but Rashida Jones was his wife. It was about like how he's so rich from all the shows he's made and all that. It only lasted one season.
How does that sound entertaining? And he is from the city too. I was like, ain't he from LA? He is.
Well, yeah. Well, Blackish is supposed to be about his life.
got a lot of
And
kids.
then-
Oh yeah, he do got a lot of kids. God damn.
Yeah. Well, this the whole thing. Like he had a big deal with Netflix, and then I think he was mad about how the show went. They cut that deal, then he signed some like $300 million deal with fucking CBS or whatever right after.
I would too. He got 6 kids. God damn.
Or was it vice versa? Did he have the CBS deal and then go to Netflix? It was one of the things because obviously this is going to be a Netflix show up in Staples. And I mean, when we did the California Mount Rushmore with Graham and CJ Public Enemies, I had been Staples on my Mount Rushmore. Obviously, great music, great Twitter personality. If you've seen him act on his music videos when he had the Vince Staples show for about 3 episodes, that was pretty good. When he was reviewing stuff for GQ, great content. So I definitely am looking forward to this because I said on that show with Graham and CJ that episode, I'm like, Vince Staples should have replaced Ellen. He should be a talk show host.
But he got ADHD. It's gonna be all over the place.
The show or the talk show?
He be like, he talk too much. Then I like him, but he talk too much, and then he'll go on a whole tangent. No plug for Random Acts of Podcast. He just be all over the place with his thoughts. It's too much, bro.
Well, that's how I am in a way. But again, I think I am undiagnosed. It's just in terms of like the knowledge you know, and then again, what you're preparing to say something you haven't said yet, and you're going to respond to what you're about to say. It's that way of thinking. We had said this once, I think, with Super Review about the way Dave Meltzer is like the way his mind computes, remembering facts, and then what he's about to say. And it's just very like, oh yeah, there might be something there, but also you just know a lot of shit. It's the thing. Like
that's what I'm saying. But it'd be too much, yo. Like that is accurate, but it just be like he'll go from that to something else, and he'd be like, hold on, bro, slow down.
That's probably why I'm a big fan, because like, oh, this guy reminds me of me. Like,
yeah, but it's like, you know what I mean? I grew up around people like that just be like, dog, what? You got too much I can't be around energetic people all the time. Like, you too hyper.
You be like, shut the fuck up. Like,
no, for real. I used to get on my homie. I love him. But I used to be like, hey, dog, can you like just chill out? Because he'll do it in public. And I'm like, you for sure scaring
Oh, yeah, I never do that in public. Yeah.
In public, hey, bro, do. Hey, she fine in the motherfucker. Do.
Legit in public, I'm like, I'll be like, I don't know what to do with my hands. Like the car drove real good. Like that was me at Wale Mania. Like,
well, in Wale Mania, you definitely want to keep your hands to yourself because there's no telling who you gonna touch. It was a whole bunch of non-touching and touching the wrong people. I ain't reaching out to nobody.
Yeah. But no, Vince Staples show, I'm like, so I'll definitely be tapped in. Speaking of Netflix again, this is just strictly for me. Nicolas Refn, who did Drive, Only God Forgives, and Amazon's Too Old to Die Young, has a new show coming to Netflix called Copenhagen Cowboy. And it's definitely like I'm one of 8 people that's going to watch this show and love it. It's Nicolas Winding Refn's, typical style of neon lights, graphic violence, sex, drugs, probably speaking about religion and fate and the world. What does it all mean? Set in Denmark, where he's from. So it didn't have a date when this trailer dropped. And again, this trailer is just like a fever dream of like this. I guess this is what it's like to do drugs or whatever. Like someone who doesn't know what to do, except someone who doesn't know what to do with a script, but just has style. Which more often than not, what his stuff is someone who like, fuck the script. It's just about the visuals, which is why I'm a big fan. Because sometimes you're better off showing instead of telling, especially if you can't tell well or if the actors can't tell. And Nicolas Winding Refn style definitely is. Look at these long tracking shots, or look at the way this frame is designed, the way the cinematography is, the way this scene is lit, the way it's edited. His style is 100% visual, as in terms of like, he's not going to be a Tarantino where the dialogue is just as impactful as the filmmaking, but the dialogue more or less overtakes the filmmaking. But there was no date for the show, but I had talked about this a while back, like not too far, I think 2 months ago, maybe, when Kyle and I were doing a White Noise. It was announced that his show had been completed and that Netflix had got it. Like I said, his Amazon show had Miles Teller on it, and it was 8 episodes, but 13 hours. So there were 90-minute episodes at times. And I think I talked about it before on here, but it was just very like dark and depraved, and I guess it says a lot about me if I'm a fan of watching the shit.
Yeah, you need to go outside and not watch shit like that.
No, because I think we all have that inner darkness within ourselves. So sometimes you want to see it portrayed, but there was some shit on there that was a little too far. Like Miles Teller was dating a high schooler, and I was like, nope. And he was a cop. Yeah.
Well, that's accurate if he played a cop.
Yeah.
So,
no, he was he was a sheriff who was dating an 18-year-old, 17-year-old, I think, or whatever. And he had been dating her already for 2 years. Yeah, it was a very like
Pineapple Express, but he wasn't a cop.
Yeah, he was dating Amber Heard, who was 18, and he was 30 or whatever, or 28 or something like that. Because the whole thing was that he wasn't 30 yet, but there was an age difference.
Because Hollywood is so slick, they think they just get away with shit because we laughing. Motherfucker, I see you.
No, well, it's in a way of like we have to commentate on ourselves because this is what this industry is. So like it's just one of the few times it's put on screen.
Facts, and then we just ha ha ha. Like, hold on, that ain't right.
But the other part of the show was this woman who was this dope ass assassin working for the cartel, and there was again a lot of like just cocaine thrown on people. Yeah, I say check it out if you have Amazon Prime. Too Old to Die Young. It was written by co-written by Ed Brubaker, who created The Winter Soldier.
It sounded tricky till you told me a cop was dating a young lady, and then I was get pissed off even more because I'm like, damn, that sounds like all of LAPD.
And the dude who was who raced Vin Diesel in Cuba is in it for a few episodes. In Fate of the Furious, he's in it. Because we don't race it. We don't race. This ain't no 10-second mile. This the Cuban mile. He's in it. The guy who was in Wrath of Man and was he in the Luke Cage or just many of the Defenders? He was in it. But not too many of the famous actors. John Hawkes, who was in Hardball as Keanu Reeves' best friend, he's this one-eyed assassin. Yeah, just like a what the fuck type of show, but I enjoyed it.
Hell no, Graham.
And the last part of Netflix, I guess again, we might have to create a Netflix logo. Is a Glass Onion. So about a year ago,
we just holding ourselves out to anybody that got a streaming service.
We talked about how this movie legit had everyone in it because at the time they announced Dave Bautista's in this movie, Edward Norton's in this movie, Janelle Monáe's in this movie, Catherine Hahn, aka Agatha Harkness, was in this movie.
Which suit is she wearing?
Who? Janelle Monáe? Don't do that. Don't do that.
I mean, Gucci suit or not Gucci suit?
Don't do
She's
that.
Switching.
Don't
She
do
like
that.
James Bond with them damn tuxedos. Go ahead.
Stop.
I'm sorry.
Stop.
No, she stopped wearing tuxedos. I'm sorry.
She did. I was about to say she did. She got over that phase.
Yeah, now she just wear a cat suit, so she get out of Gucci.
Kate Hudson, Leslie Odom Jr., who was Aaron Burr in Hamilton, and Ethan Hawke wasn't in this trailer, but he's in this movie. He must be the guy who gets killed.
It's a couple people that like, damn, for sure.
And that was it. And obviously, fucking Mr. Get That Bag, Daniel Craig, is returning as his role as Benoit Blanc. Did you watched the first Knives Out, right?
You know what's crazy? I watched the first couple minutes and I didn't go back to it.
That's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
You
no, it caught me in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, this shit kind of fired. And I just never watched it. Yeah. But I'm definitely gonna watch it before this come out.
It'll probably be on Netflix prior to this dropping. Because they always try to do that with ever like a bright something they bought the rights to. They'll buy the previous or like a movie that's in similar tone. Again, we just talked about this with Van and Morbius. Like they had, Spider-Man movies on Netflix the past year and a half to prep for, and obviously they had signed the deal with Sony. But I think, let me check it. I think the first Knives Out was a Lionsgate movie.
It was.
And is Lionsgate a branch of Sony? I always forget that.
I thought it was Universal or Columbia. I'm sorry.
Well, Columbia TriStar is Sony. Remember, that's the woman you're like, who is this bitch?
I didn't know that. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's why it's like Columbia Pictures and then Columbia TriStar, and then just so it's not. For some reason, I thought it was. But they'll probably acquire the rights to it because again, they acquired the rights to this movie for. Let me look it up. Like I said yesterday when we did that, it was
Probably a couple $100 million.
So yeah, in March of last year, they paid $469 million for the rights to 2 sequels written and directed by Rian Johnson and Daniel Craig reprising his roles. So Daniel Craig probably got $200 million for these for the 2 movies, and Rian Johnson probably got at least $100 million because he's still. They had said this like a few weeks ago. Rian Johnson's still supposed to make his Star Wars trilogy, but I highly doubt that. Given all the Star Wars stuff that they're going to be making in the next few years, and he has to make another Knives Out movie, and that he's also making a show for Peacock. That Rian Johnson, I think, will be too tied up to make a Star Wars film, let alone 3, in the next 10 years. But did you watch this trailer?
Mm-mm.
Oh, you should. It's again watch the first Knives Out, really good. And then
when is
watch
the
this
movie
trailer.
coming out before I watch the trailer? Because if it ain't coming out till like this year, I could wait.
Yeah, December 23rd. Yeah, so you got time. By then, the Cowboys will be 6-10.
All right, you got it.
And you'll throw in the towel.
I'm throwing in the towel this week. This is only week 1. I'm throwing in the towel.
You don't think you can upset Tom Brady and his head of fake hair?
You just said it. We playing the devil.
Even though this man's going through a divorce, possibly?
Really?
They had said that's why he left training camp for 11 days or whatever it was.
Somebody said supposedly he was shooting the Masked Man or something like that. The Masked Singer. I'm sorry.
Oh, no. Someone said, well, people thought it was plastic surgery because the way he looked rejuvenated in the face. And again, his hair was a little bit fuller, so he might have gone back. He might have gone back for some more plugs. But the rumor, I think, from this week is that there's trouble in paradise with him and Giselle, that she's unhappy that he retired just to unretire. But Tom Brady's like, I love the hustle.
I love the game. And he just want to get out the house. Like, dog, that's crazy that people be worth all this money and they can't be in a crib. If I got hundreds of millions of dollars, you won't see me.
You know what? Maybe he saw Top Gun Maverick and it's like, this is me. Remember in Top Gun Maverick when he's sitting in the fight, he's like, I'm a pilot. I'm an aviator.
Yeah, Tom, this is football.
It's what I am. Tom Brady saw that and he was like, well, he's Tom Cruise. I'm Tommy Brady. He's like, Tom Brady went to his wife like, I'm a football player. I'm a quarterback. I can't be in the house raising kids.
That's kind of true too. It's the last part. He's like, I gotta raise kids.
I gotta raise Mike Evans TDs every year. I gotta,
God bless your soul. It ain't enough raising you can do. You can raise him as high as fucking Musa.
Even though Mike Evans had like a good first 2 years, I think I had him in fantasy like his first or second year.
We need to put him and Dak Prescott in a room and be like, which one is which?
Oh, come on! Don't do that. Come on.
They both got the placed on beard, like they put the shit on like RoboCop.
Are you saying they'd be like do you remember the Gemini twins on SmackDown? You saying that's what they would be like?
The Gemini. It's fucking hilarious.
With the ones with Simon Dean, the fake Goldberg dudes.
Hey, what happened to the what they call like the Basham brothers or something like that?
Yeah, the Basham's a better comparison, yeah, because the Bashams were not brothers at all. Yeah.
But they look the same.
I think the Gemini were brothers. Yeah, I think the Gemini twins were brothers, but the Bashams definitely were not brothers. Yeah.
The Freak Bulls.
At first, until they parted. I mean, even partnering up with JBL is a different type of freak bull because you're
a MAGA
conservative
freak bull.
Yeah. Maybe that's why Orlando Jordan was so keen to join up with them.
Oh, he definitely was Basham brothers.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We didn't talk about this last week, but this is now a segment really towards your taste because you've been a big Brendan Fraser fan.
As a shorty to this day.
I was about to say to this day, my whole life. Like,
yeah.
Explain, because it started with Encino Man, but you
That's
pretty
it.
much
you don't like Encino Man. You solid in my book.
George of the Jungle.
I like that one. The Mummy was fire. Both. Yeah,
I say the first 2 mummies.
The third one I watched it like 2 or 3 times, but I was like, nah, I was a teenager.
I've only ever seen the first 30 minutes and tapped out.
They had Jet Li in the third one.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Okay, I'm glad you cleared that up.
Tomb of the Dragon Emperor is what it was called.
He barely did martial arts. All he did was like summon a dragon.
in that movie, like, I don't think it worked for a number of reasons because they sped up the age of his son. That didn't make any sense. Like, this kid was 5 or 6 in the second one, and now he's supposed to be like 18, 20, and like only 8 years have passed between movies being made. Like,
Right. And the thing is, everybody looked the same.
well, don't forget they replaced the wife. It was not Rachel Weisz. It was Maria Bello.
Yeah, but still,
was the
Brendan
wife.
Fraser,
Which is, yeah, that was the thing, and it's a sad. That was the last time he looked like movie star. Oh no, I think Journey to the Center of the Earth came out the next. Oh no, I think they might have been the both same year, 2008. That was that man's last run until again, I think that came out 2016, 17. Was that he had basically been blackballed after accusing a Hollywood Foreign Press member of sexual assault. So that's why he was gone for
seems to happen a lot, don't it?
About 7, 8 years. What did I tell you offline? I think his man Dwayne, might have had something. Had something to do with it because he said
we
this
can't
man
do
got
accusations
him.
like
He did.
that.
No, he did it. He did it. He said
he got me
in. He said he got me into Hollywood, and then who does Journey to the Center of the Earth 2, Banks? Who does it? Who does it?
True.
Who does it?
Hey man,
who does it?
The views expressed by Davis.
He was like the monsters. I got his talent. Yeah, that was Dwayne. Because then he went on to make movies that Brendan Fraser definitely would have made 10 years prior. Like,
yo, that's a wild like iceberg conspiracy theory, but I kind of understand what you mean.
Exactly. Yeah, he definitely.
Brendan Fraser ain't making no Jumanji 1 and 2 though.
He definitely would have been the star of Jumanji 2 if he had still looked the same. Yeah.
Or so you saying A Rock put a hit out on Brendan Fraser? Is that what you saying here?
Yeah.
That's a wild conspiracy theory, yo.
He did that shit.
Like, I don't even know how we prove this or back up this theory, but that's a wild conspiracy theory.
Because The Rock was doing all those serious movies until he started doing the Disney movies. Brendan Fraser started out with Disney movies like George of the Jungle is a Disney movie. Encino Man, Airheads, I think, are Touchstone Pictures, which was a branch of Disney.
He didn't do The Fairy though. Brendan Fraser.
He did.
He do.
What's the one kids movie that he did?
All of them. Damn near all of his.
But then he did Blast from the Past. I only saw that once. It wasn't that good. Bedazzled. I remember watching that. That was actually all right. When did you watch that with Elizabeth Hurley as the devil, and she gives him basically 7 wishes?
Oh shit! I do remember that. I think I've seen it like once as a shorty.
Yeah, I've only seen it once.
What happened to her?
She was acting for a little bit last decade, but I mean, just a good-looking woman. That's it. Like,
yeah, she was supposed to be the it. Like they was promoting the shit out of her.
Well, she was just a good-looking woman, and then she was dating Hugh Grant, and then he was paying the 40 ball more often than not, even though he had a good woman at home. So I guess that again shows that like people fuck up in life. Yeah.
Right. Hey, road coochie always gonna win. You always gonna win better on the way than home.
But then she did Austin Powers and Bedazzled, and then didn't really do much. She did 2 or like 3 movies after, and then took up her pick. To this day, she still looks good. Really? But they didn't bring her back for Austin Powers 2 because they remember she's a fembot. Like, Vanessa, no.
Yeah, they tried to kill him in the beginning.
What's your favorite Austin Powers?
2.
Okay.
2 definitely because you got Mini-Me in there. You want a Hot Pocket?
Yeah. Just the 2 of us.
About an Echo.
You and I.
And then he was beefing. He was trying to, and then Mini-Me kept trying to kill Scott. That was the best thing.
Yeah.
No, don't. Mini-Me, no.
Yeah.
I love you. I love you.
I love you.
I love you. That shit is fucking stupid. You complete me.
When Scott's like, I got a gun in my room. Let me go get it, and we can kill this guy. No, Scott.
Shoot him in the head right now, man.
He was just like, you're an idiot. Like,
Austin Powers are freaking
I'd say Austin Powers 3 is my favorite because that's the first one I saw.
I just talked to Amp about that shit too. That's weird. About Austin Powers 3. I don't remember too much about that except for just the 2 of us when they were singing in jail.
No, just the 2 of us is in that. They see the 2 of us is in 2.
I thought that was in the when they got locked up. Oh
Hard
yeah,
Knock
yeah.
Life is the third one.
I know they got locked up and they were
Yeah.
singing some song. So yeah.
We get kicks.
I don't know how to be. No mini me.
No mini on them, no crib on MTV. You know?
Okay, I do remember that shit now. Otherwise than that,
Yeah.
well, I love Gold.
I remember
don't know too
watching.
much about that.
I remember that being the Fox movie of the week when I first saw that. Again, that's the Mo. Speaking of Fred Savage, Mo.
Yeah.
Moldy. I'm sorry. Yes, I'm aware. I have a giant mole on my face.
Hey, Beyonce was pressuring that motherfucker. Too.
Yeah.
She was thick in the motherfucker. Shouts out to Houston.
Mike Myers, Elizabeth Hurley, Heather Graham was still something then. You know, she's not as like aged bad as like you would say when it comes to a white woman, but like that was her time when she was a big star.
Some of them aged well.
No, I'm saying, but like that was when she was still a big star too. And then beyond, like Mike Myers was casting with like good looking women for a guy who looks like Mike Myers, like in Jessica Alba and the Love Guru. Like make it make sense. Like it don't make sense.
Facts. When you the casting director, you do what you want.
Yeah, the producer, the writer, yeah.
So you do like Adam Sandler has mastered that.
Well, we talked about that when we reviewed Hustle, that how this time he's like, people won't buy that. I went from Drew Barrymore to Jennifer Aniston to Julian Fox. So even Selma Hayek is the ultimate like thought. Like ain't no way. Even though Queen Latifah's still a good looking woman, but like he's like, I'll cast Queen Latifah as my wife.
You seen Set It Off before, right?
I've only seen parts of Set It Off.
We gotta do a watch along to Set It Off.
Set It Off.
Only on.
You know what? No, I won't because I'm not gonna watch any movie that has Jada Pinkett in it. Unless
why would she do to you?
Everything.
She ain't do shit to you. She's stressing that man out.
Just her annoyance in everyday life. Just like.
So being a woman is annoying you.
X-Pac heat. That's what she has with me.
X-Pac heat is fucking hilarious. That might be
like turn off the TV every time I see Jada Pinkett. Like no, that was again when I tell you what we reviewed Matrix Revolutions. I said when she came on screen, I'm like, yep, this movie's off the deep end now. I was fed up with that movie at that point.
She had the Forrest Whitaker eye and shit. She ain't stressing you out. You crazy for that one. I understand what you're going with this, but you wilding for saying you can't stand her. He should be saying that.
But he's a dumbass.
No, you just don't leave good coochie like that. That's what you can't tell me. That's what it is. I know he's
not trying to lose his money either.
I mean, you gonna get it back.
Otherwise, he would have been left.
He gonna get it back double. He doing Bad Boys 4. He doing like 3 or 5 other movies.
Bad Boys for Life only made a good amount of money because it was before COVID and it was January. Nothing else had come out. That's the only reason. But again, as we talked about a few weeks ago, like Bad Boys for Life, not really that good. Has some good moments, but not that good.
Rome said Set It Off as a classic. Yeah, Rome, we're gonna have to talk, bro. No, it's not. That shit did not age well.
Then why do you want to watch it?
Because it's content. They did all that shit for 10K, bro.
Yeah.
Hey man, she from Baltimore. Baltimore women look good.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
She is from Baltimore, man. Baltimore women look good. I don't know if they got that fire, but I'm pretty sure they do.
So you just undid what you were saying. Like that's what I mean.
But she been in Hollywood for longer than she been in Baltimore, right? So maybe she knows some tricks. Her and Queen Latifah did a couple movies. We just ain't seen them. They in a vote like Prince.
Okay, now, and you say I can't make out accusations. You just you me saying the reason Brendan Fraser was gone for years is because Dwayne Johnson put a hit on that man, and you're like, that's a wild accusation.
But your conspiracy theory just wild. Like, all right, bro.
Come on. Again, Brendan Fraser, one of like Hollywood's biggest stars for a few years. Like, again, the Mummy Returns, I should say. I mean.
Yo, fuck that ride at Universal Studios, by the way. All right, so I should never put that.
But no, your man, Brendan Fraser, it is his comeback season. He was on Doom Patrol, but I never watched that. You did, right?
All right. I still gotta watch season 2 and 3 because it's the last ones. But
he had done a show on FX, funny about the John Getty grandson kidnapping, which they had already made the movie the year prior, in which they had to X out Kevin Spacey and replace him with Christopher Plummer. So they made a TV show about the movie that had just come out.
You know what I like about that movie? Even though I'm not a selfish
you
prick.
Watched it?
Yeah, watch that movie. I think I went to the movies to see that.
Wow, that's wild.
I went to see that shit.
Wild.
Because the motherfucker was like,
but you won't go to the movies to see the fucking Batman. You are a piece of shit. You really ain't shit.
I did go to the movies to see that, boy.
I had to talk you into it. That's why.
Everybody had to. They like, yo, Banks, get out the house. Go watch a movie. Stop.
But all the money. This was 2018, so you were like, I'm still outside. I'm living. Life is good.
Yeah, and then I was just like,
you were like, I'm in the prime of my life. I'm in the prime of my life. Like,
facts. Like, dog, at 33, it ain't too much things that going to get me out the house. It ain't too many things that can get me out the house. I should say.
But at 29, you're like, yes.
30, 31. Yeah,
or is that 2017? I think the show might have been 2018. The movie might.
It was 2018.
Yeah, but
the best thing about that was, hey, your grandson, you got to pay the ransom.
And he was like, no, you won't get a goddamn cent.
That was the wildest thing about, like, dog, he got it, but he ain't trying to pay it. I said, that's kind of real. I ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah,
that's kind of some G shit.
You know what's crazy is Christopher Plummer replaced Kevin Spacey, and more or less there's a scene in Knives Out where Christopher Plummer is the focus of the murder mystery, and he has a scene with someone where he says they won't get a single red cent. So I'm like, damn, Christopher Plummer just like give me any role with an old man that will share his wealth with his family.
Guess what? They're gonna cast him as Scrooge McDuck.
He's already passed, unfortunately. He's a great actor, Christopher Plummer, though.
So Disney don't care because they still gonna CGI it somehow. We're gonna talk about Disney.
Are you saying? All right, because I called you Scrooge McDuck, are you saying that we should write the DuckTales movie?
If you cast me as that, first of all,
you definitely are Scrooge McDuck, and I am both. Well, not both. All three of you, Huey, Louie, and Dewey. Like, what kind of names were those? They're like red hat, green hat, blue hat. Like,
I think it's some theory today. You know how they be having all these theories to like Disney movies and TV shows.
Yeah.
Weird shit like that. I think it's some behind that. Like they supposed to represent some.
Yeah.
Like the Wizard of Oz represent like greed.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
greed and fraudulence, because he's not even a wizard at the end of the day. Like,
yeah, essentially that motherfucker was just Tony Khan.
Yeah. Oh, he's a different type of wizard.
A cocaine wizard.
I think he's the same type of wizard Chris Jericho is.
Look up anybody that's listening to this. Look up Quentin Tarantino's manager. They call him the cocaine wizard. I'm not joking.
But like I said, Brendan Fraser's been making this comeback, and we had talked about it, I think, when we were doing the most anticipated movies of this year, 2022, where this movie, The Whale, which is directed and written by Darren Aronofsky, your favorite, is Brendan Fraser starring as this morbidly obese man who's trying to reconnect with his life. So it's a very Oscar type movie. Especially his performance received standing ovation at the Venice Film Festival last week. So this man might beat your boy Austin Butler for Best Actor at the Oscars this coming year. Elvis, that you were praising that man from the OC. You said that's your boy.
I didn't say that's my boy, but I said he did a hell of a job in that movie. Imagine me uplifting somebody from the OC.
He'll also he was in No Set a Move last year, the Steven Soderbergh movie that you and I didn't even discuss, even though we are Soderbergh fans. Brendan Fraser was in that Furry Vengeance movie, which has the still image of Jim Norton and Patrice O'Neal that we used for a while as our BBD's about to record Tap In With Us.
Yeah, he was during that stint, he was doing a lot of movies just to pay back the ex-wife.
I think again his time at the top had run, so he was going to the like Bruce Willis, Schwarzenegger, Stallone. You go straight to VOD. He did have his brief cameo in G.I. Joe: Rise of Cobra. We might talk. Well, we might not. We will talk about that when it comes to 2000s movies.
I think that's the first time I seen him. I said, "Damn, he out of shape." No disrespect.
No, when I remember seeing that, I'm like, "Is that Brendan Fraser?" Like,
right.
But that was directed by Steven Sommers, who did the Mummy film, so that made sense. He was getting his guy a check.
Yeah,
Oh
but
yeah,
he was legit
he's
going
in
through it because of the
Crash.
divorce and some other shit.
Yeah,
You
he's
talking
in
about the TV show or
Crash,
the movie?
the movie,
I
the
never seen that movie.
Oscar winning movie, I should say. Oh yeah, and Looney Tunes Back in Action. I used to watch that movie a lot as a kid.
I think I see it. I've never seen Crash and I never will. All I remember about Crash was the press run when Oprah was like, "Yeah, I don't like your music or you, but you did a good job in this Ludacris."
That yeah, him and Lorenz Tate are traffickers in that movie, or they aren't aware that they're going to be traffickers. Um, Deeply disturbing movie, Crash. Deeply just like sheesh.
Oh, I think I actually remember tidbits of it. All I remember is what Don Cheadle
Yeah,
said to Shorty about the cars. I
your
won't say
girl
it here.
Sandra Bullock is a racist in that movie.
Was she from Texas, right?
Texas or Louisiana.
I think she's from Texas, so that makes sense.
Um,
Racist towards who? Let's get that out the way.
to Michael Pena.
Okay.
Because he's fixing the lock after their house gets broken into, and she keeps looking at him in a way. Brendan Fraser, I think, is her husband. I haven't watched that movie in forever, but yeah, it was a hard. Yeah, I was a kid watching.
And it
that.
take place in LA, right?
Yes.
Keep trying to tell y'all.
But Brendan Fraser will be in Martin Scorsese's next movie, Killers of the Flower Moon, with DiCaprio.
Dog, that movie's supposed to come out 10 years ago.
Like, Rob De Niro. Yeah, this was a movie that he had been trying to make for like 8 years until he finally got the funding. Again, $200 million budget. That's going to be on Apple TV Plus.
Did all that just to get on the streaming service when you could have did the Mike Tyson movie.
So here's the thing. I might have to talk about this. I may be talking about what Cowboy you and I could talk about too, because again, this man, Marvel isn't cinema. Save the theaters, save the movies, but you went to Netflix for your movie, man. Like, and now you're going to Apple TV Plus. So that's again the hypocrisy of the theater and cinema and the movie going experience. You are putting your movie on the fucking TV. Like, you can say you're getting a theatrical one first, but the only reason you're doing this is because the streamers are funding this. So like, I respect you, Mr. Scorsese, but like, cut the shit. Like,
somebody had to tell him, get with the times, old man.
Mm-hmm.
That's all.
The future is now, old man.
Yeah, somebody had to tell him, like, hey, bro, like, you got to get on the streaming service because people gonna bootleg this shit anyway. Definitely
like
this movie.
Brock Lesnar and Hulk Hogan. Party's over, Grandpa.
Well, let me tell you. Well, Martin Scorsese and Hulk Hogan got a lot of shit in common.
But are you gonna try to find this movie if it's on a streaming or on a cam, the whale?
Absolutely, because there's no way I'm gonna be able to go to the theater and watch this and stay awake. There's no way.
Oh, I mean, again, so Darren Aronofsky's movies. So Requiem for a Dream, disturbing as fuck.
Yeah, I've seen that as a kid. Y'all want to know why I'm wilding? Why I be wilding all the time? I seen shit like that as a kid. I'm never watching that movie again.
I probably was.
Marlon Wayans did a hell of a job, but still.
Yeah, I probably was like 11 or 12 when I watched that movie with my mom. All the storylines, the mom storyline about her being addicted to the weight loss pills in the TV show, and then Jared Leto and Jennifer Connelly being addicted to heroin, and I mean, so is Marlon Wayans. So Marlon Wayans and his upbringing, and then deeply again, he did a hell of a job, like you'd said. And this, Jennifer, the scene with Jennifer Connelly and Keith David, what she has to do for the money. All
right. Yeah. Shouts out to Keith David, legendary voice actor,
all-time legend. Keith David.
He gonna get a check somehow. He was just in something I seen recently too. Like, of course he do on screen, but his bread and butter is like voice voice. Yeah. So shouts out.
What else is interesting? He did The Wrestler, which is great, the Mickey Rourke film. Which is your favorite film because it exposes how indie wrestlers are broke.
I mean, you don't need to see him film to know that shit. Just kind of like look on Twitter.
But that is a great movie. And then he had done The Fountain prior, but I've never seen The Fountain. Do you remember that movie?
A little bit.
Yeah, with Hugh Jackman and again Rachel Weisz, where it was like 3 different timelines about lovers.
Oh yeah, I'm
trying to reconnect. Yeah. That's a movie I haven't seen, but I need to see. He did Black Swan again. I've only ever seen a few minutes of it, but that's what got Natalie Portman her Oscar.
I saw it.
Seen the scene where Mila Kunis goes down on Natalie Portman. That's a sight. That's a real whoa.
Recast it or make a sequel. Jada Pinkett and Queen Latifah.
Okay, here. And then he
Super
did
Punch Brothers.
famously he did Mother, which you saw and hated, right? The Jennifer Lawrence movie.
I don't think I saw it.
You didn't? I
It
thought
said
you
look
saw
weird.
that.
No, I said it looked
did-
weird. Yeah, I never
It
seen
did look weird, but I actually thought it was pretty good when I watched it. I'm like, I actually thought this movie was really good. Like, it did have like the fucked up trail, like what's this movie about? And then
Exactly.
when you watch the movie, it's like, huh? It takes so many left turns, you just gotta go with it, but it's again so well made. It's a fucking trip.
And she's got a weird face, so that's why I don't like watching anything she in.
He was with her at the time, so he liked that face. So, but
I mean,
that was really her last stand, and then she kind of fell off after that.
hey, like Van said, she getting them goddamn checks from Hunger Games. So.
No, that had already passed. I mean, she was in Don't Look Up last year, but that movie was
no, but that's what I'm saying. She getting a Hunger Game check, so she don't really need to do much. It's kind of hard to get out of bed when all the movies made like over $200 million or more.
Well, she has a movie coming out this year again. That's going to be an Oscar bait type movie with Brian Terry Henry, aka Paperboy. But
what movie is that?
It's called Treadway. She's playing a war veteran with a brain injury, returning home, having to adjust to everyday life. So it's going to be a real like gunning for an Oscar type role.
Thank you for serving the country, man. Fuck
basically, yeah.
So and who is he playing? Paperboy? He gonna help her have a rap?
Maybe, I have no idea, but
she's gonna be the first rap. Well, she won't be the first rap on CT.
Our final segments. D23 was this weekend. On Friday, they announced a Black Panther Captain America video game. Are you gonna be playing this?
So that was rumored. We thought it was gonna be separate. So it was supposed to be. I think actually EA is supposed to be doing a Black Panther game. So I think it's separated from EA because this is Ubisoft, if I'm not mistaken.
This takes Skydance New Media.
Yeah, so this takes place.
Skydance is making games now.
I mean, everybody should get in the video game business. Why do you think I'm trying to do it?
Oh no, that's what Netflix apparently is trying to do in a way.
Hey, anybody that's listening to this fucking podcast, get into the video game business.
All right, why? Well, you're teasing something you're about to do, which again, stay tuned.
Yeah, but I won't talk about it here.
Yeah,
but no, get into the video game business because no matter how broke people are, they still gonna buy Madden. No matter how broke people are, they're gonna buy 2K.
People watch streams more than they watch shows like Twitch, and I mean, people playing games on YouTube or you see the cutscenes of a game, like those do numbers. But this Captain America,
supposed to be
Black Panther team up game, was announced on Friday. The
trailer was pretty good, Darren, or Thursday.
You played it?
I got it. The Avengers game? It's pretty good.
Okay. Well, again, like I don't play video games anymore. It's like I'll have a run while play a game for like 2 weeks, then like not play a game for 8 months. Like just how life goes. And mainly it'll bounce from MLB The Show to 2K to Madden and then recycle. Like
you still playing NBA 2K20?
No, I told you like 2 months after something happened. I was like, I need to. I wasn't podcasting more, so I need something to like spend my time with. And I got last year's NBA 2K22, and I'm like,
what console?
All right, I still have my PS4. I didn't spend money on a PS5. Again, I don't game.
It don't matter.
No.
This is when I get bougie. Like, fuck the iPhone Droid shit. This one I'll be like.
You're saying get an Xbox One?
Xbox Series or One?
Well, get an Xbox Series. Well, I mean, I'm not getting any new console. I don't game. I'm not shelling out $400, $500. No. It's a DVD player.
The Series is only $250. It's only $250.
I don't care.
No.
I don't care.
You're a loser. That's what you
are. Oh, wow. Oh, I'm a loser. Oh, okay.
I got to be like one of these guys. Yeah, you fucking loser, dude.
Oh, I'm a loser for not playing video games. Okay.
You really are.
I'm too busy doing other shit.
Exactly. That's why I got a Game Pass. All y'all with these PS4s.
I'm too busy doing other shit to.
So am I, motherfucker. But you know what I did last night? I played NBA 2K for like 10 minutes and I fell asleep. You know why? I got work to do.
No, but you're saying like in the time that you have, you want to spend playing video games, and the time I'll have, I'm like,
what time do I have?
Well, that's on you. That's on you. That's a you problem, man.
That's what I'll say. What time do I have?
That's
I got
on you,
a podcast
pal.
all day. Gotta
But
record later on. It's supposed to be NFL kickoff today.
yeah. So you're getting this when this comes out?
Probably not, just because it takes place during World War One. So you
Yeah.
play
So I'm
as
like, is this T'Chaka is king? That's what I was.
no, I think it's his grandfather.
Oh, okay. That's what I was
And then
confused by.
Yeah, so it's like it's this
Yeah, I'm right. Yeah,
grandfather.
because T'Chaka is the 90s. So yeah, it had to be probably his even great grandfather at some point. Yeah.
It's one of those. So I think it's his
Yeah.
great grandfather or grandfather, but still, it's like I think it's great grandfather, and then it's another. So you play as him, a variation of Black Panther. I don't know which one it is.
Yeah.
And then you play as Captain America, and I think Shorty.
It said like a soldier and then like a spy, but I don't know if they said like the spy was supposed to be Agent Carter or not. But like
More than likely, if they can get the
But,
property price.
apparently, Mark Bernardin, who's Kevin Smith's podcast partner, wrote this game or like wrote the story for this game. So shout out to him.
Yeah, he was alluding to it last year. He was
I had stopped. He said he had teased us on the pod, but I haven't listened to their pod in a year and a half. It was one of my go-tos, but it was the thing where once I was doing this show, I didn't want to recycle shit they would say on the show because they were a huge influence on my podcast in general. But it was dope to see.
Yeah, same because they put out so much shit too, and
yeah. I mean, I still follow
the
their channel,
thing is,
like,
it don't be
live every other day. Basically, they're live. Yeah,
and then it don't be no hour episode. It'd be like 3-hour episodes.
Well, I mean, they're basically we're younger than them, to be honest. Like
facts, except for I'm not fat, so
and I'm not a director. Or
well, you are Kevin Smith now, like you skinny Kevin Smith, just without the weed.
I see. I might have to go see Clerks 3 if it's going to be playing in my theater because the early reviews said it was really good, which is not shocking. I think Kevin Smith does better with his original material than other things.
And I don't mind watching that because I like the franchise, and I don't mind supporting like small pieces like that because I know he had to put up a lot of money.
Yeah, it was definitely a self-funded project because, well, I mean, not just the fact that the Weinsteins got out of here, but for years when they had the money, they weren't gonna fund his version of Clerks 3. And also one of the actors, Jeff Anderson, I believe, had a huge beef with one Weinstein. I can't remember if it was Bob or Harvey, but there were a lot of issues why Clerks 3 had been postponed because he was trying to make it like in 2012 and 2013, and he's rewritten it over the years, and I think in 2018 he's like, I've kind of written the final version. Oh, it was after his heart attack, so it was like 2019.
Yeah.
Where so the guy finally wrote, because that's what this movie basically is Jeff Anderson's character Randall is Kevin Smith, like he has a heart attack and then realizes like what's life about, like. But yeah, the trailer looked good. I'm looking, like I said, I might have to check it out because I mean, I love the first Clerks. Clerks 2 is an amazing sequel. One of the better sequels ever made. And again, I just enjoy a lot of Kevin Smith's, especially early stuff. But I mean, him as a podcast are a huge influence on me. But next, let's get into the next news. This dominated the weekend, and rightfully so, because this trailer or teaser, I should say, was impressive. And that's,
hey man, listen, we're gonna talk real quick about this because it's two grown ass men. This for the kids. So we're gonna talk about this real fast. Take your kids to see it. Take your babies to see it. That's all you supposed to do. You feel me? It look good. Take your kids to see it when it come out. Of course, she can sing. It's Chloe, Halle. You know the group. So I'm glad they didn't cast her sister because her sister be showing too much ass. It's beautiful, but at the same time, I don't think Little Mermaid can be twerking. So
I was about to say, I wonder if they both auditioned and only picked one because this went back to 2019, the announcement of her being cast. And this is why the argument of like, oh, Little Mermaid's black now. It's like, and people being upset, like, you can get upset when even though you shouldn't even get upset. Like, again, these are fictional characters. They're not real people. And like, stop being fucking racist. Again, like, but anyway, when like,
but you know how these people don't care, yo. And I'm not gonna sit up here and you know what I mean, cut the whole promo about that shit because with Disney properties, they started off being that way. Like I said about Dumbo, you go see them damn penguins, or not penguins, but the crows.
The crows, I think it's Dumbo. Yeah.
Hey, hold on, no, Zell. Supposedly, I've been doing some research. They said mermaids are real. I didn't see TikToks. They finding like mermaid bones and shit, and supposedly videos in the Philippines about mermaids being real. They might be real, bruh. I'm gonna send you some shit. Cause you gotta think, bruh, how deep is the ocean? Hey yo. So it might be all type of mythical creatures. I still believe Godzilla real. Well, if it's Chet Hanks, though, imagine Chet Hanks being Little Mermaid.
But people on the internet will always forget something just to get upset again. And it's one of the things I hate where like you're on the internet and like I didn't know this was happening, or why didn't anyone tell me about this? I always hate seeing shit like that on the internet. It's like you have access to the internet. It's mainly on Twitter. Like you don't have to go to Twitter with like, no one ever told me that. Blah 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 blah. Like again, this movie was announced years ago. The announcement sparked the controversy. Don't get mad when the teaser's released because the teaser looks fucking great in the CGI. And it's like they spent the fucking money on this instead of the Marvel movies. Like,
I got a bad joke. She played by
Melissa McCarthy. That's great casting though, because she was good when she was Hela in Thor: Love and Thunder, where she was hamming it up as the villain when she was on the stage.
Okay, I'm gonna watch this movie. All right, I'm gonna give it one more chance. There we go.
No, because Aquafina.
Third reference in a week. No. I'm talking about the Thor movie.
Oh. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's just on you.
Third reference in a week. I mean, I'm sorry, third reference in 3 days. So yeah.
What's the week it came out on Disney Plus? That's why, because like when it came out in theaters, everyone's like boo, 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 and I'm like, let me go see it. And then when I saw, I was like, oh yeah, what like?
I'm at home, so I can watch it now. So I could be like, all right.
Yeah. But look, this is directed by Rob Marshall, who did Chicago, Into the Woods, the Mary Poppins sequel. Like, so this
is about to be a musical.
Well, no, it's the Little Mermaid, so it is a musical. Again, like,
no, but it's about to be a musical.
Yeah, like no, this man, like they hired this man for a reason. Daveed Diggs is going to be Sebastian, Jacob Tremblay is going to be Flounder, and Javier Bardem is going to be King Triton. Again, like you're not mad that they cast a Spaniard as a fictional Atlantean, if that's even what they are. Like, come on. Like,
oh, Disney good for that. They got him. They got a Spanish person to play King Triton, and then they got the Mandarin. That's Spanish.
Kings.
But yeah, Cassieta, you can't handle Cassieta underwater.
Shut the fuck up. But no, this teaser, like, again, we got a glimpse at. So I really don't follow them, except from what I see on the timeline. But like, are they good singers? Like, is their music good?
Oh, they phenomenal. They last song was fire.
Okay. And she is in the kind of theory, or I guess that is the whole thing is like she, like you said, like she's the more talented one, and Chloe's the one who's more attractive, right? Or like she's kind of more R-rated, whereas it seems like Haley's PG.
No, but even Halle doing some like PG-13 shit, man. They both over 20 years old. It's gonna happen. You can't expect them to be kids forever, yo. It's just Chloe. We all looking at her because she's 24, so it's like bet. If she was younger than that, probably wouldn't really say nothing. But now that she's 24, it's like bet. Show me that ass, yo.
But she is the better singer out of the two, right?
Halle.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, because
you could see it in that trailer when she says like part of their world. It's like, god damn, like she was singing like.
Yeah, no, she could sing like a motherfucker. She's definitely a better singer.
But so are you gonna go see this movie? No.
By myself? What type of fucking weirdo?
You can you can fly back and take your girlfriend.
I ain't flying nowhere to go see no movie with nobody. You fucking crazy? I'm not going to see this shit with no woman. I'm not going to see this shit with nobody. Like, if I had a daughter, I'd take her. You feel me? I might got one. That's a whole different conversation. Yeah, if I had like a little cousin or something like that and they want to go see the movie, I'll take them. But otherwise than that, like, I'm not going to even watch a can rip. This is weird. Like, it's for the kids.
I was just about to say, you probably do have a daughter now that you say that. I guarantee in 3 months, someone will knock on your door and be like, "Are you my father?" Like,
We'll slam the fucking door in their face.
Goodbye.
Yeah, no. Hey, I ain't buying no cookies today. No, bye.
So you say this is a pass, your hard fucking pass, just in terms of it's not meant for me.
Just for the kids,
Not
nigga.
in terms of the quality, because the quality is there, but this is made for you, and that's Indiana Jones 5.
Dr. Jones.
You said this is one of your favorite franchises, right?
Absolutely, hands down.
Even
and they just took
Crystal
a picture
Skull?
too.
Yeah, K. Kwan, because he's going to be in Loki season 2. He had a big career resurgence this year because he was in Everything Everywhere All at Once, which I still haven't seen.
Fire.
But yeah, he had a short round in Temple of Doom, which is why I prefer Temple of Doom, because I saw that one first.
Same thing. Temple of Doom is my fairite one. I saw that.
I saw Temple of Doom.
Then Raiders of the Lost Ark. Right?
No, then Last Crusade, then Raiders of the Last Ark. So I think I was.
Up.
My mom had the VHS tapes in weird order, I think.
Yeah, it'd be in that little box. Sometimes people move shit around. And
no, not even that. I think they were just like around. So like when Last Crusade opens up with like the flashback of him as young Indiana Jones with River Phoenix as him, and then Sean Connery as his father. Which is like great casting. Like the Scottish man is playing the cup. Give me the cup. Indiana.
Give me the gun. Wasn't both of them scared of snakes too?
Yeah,
because remember
like,
the flashback.
They're like, give me the gun, give me the map. Like, aren't they?
Same time, man. Same time. Because the beginning of that one, I remember they showed a young Indiana Jones when he fell in the snake pit or on the train.
That's when it starts. Yeah, that train compartment when he falls into the snakes and
No, I would too. I'd be scared of motherfucking snakes.
That's when he learns how to use the whip, because even though he whips himself at first, that's when he becomes an expert. And then that one guy who basically he basically Indiana Jones stole that guy's whole fucking flow because he's dressed the same. He gives Indiana Jones he stole my whole fucking flow. That's like Indiana Jones.
Also, he a podcaster as well.
Yeah. But no, so you discussed this sometime last year. Like you were just watching Raiders of the Lost Ark and you're like, great movie, one of the greatest movies ever made. Which is a fact, obviously, in the opening.
All three of them. Temple of Doom, Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Again, Kalima.
Fucking took his heart out.
Yeah.
That shit that didn't even freak me out as a kid. I was like, that's hard, bro.
I think it was a little bit of both for me, like, whoa, but like, like
that what that motherfucker was chanting. That's the
name of the episode. That's the name of the episode.
I don't know how you titled it, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look it up, like when we did Dawoodi Dawoo when we did Shabai, and you just hide down. You just ripped it fucking hard at that man's chest, like fucking. Yeah, they were eating monkey brain and shit. That woman went on to marry Steven Spielberg, funny enough.
Smart. There you go. That's beyond the bag. That's not even a bag.
She went from set to the trailer.
She went to a boat, bro. Yeah, I remember.
I'm saying once the scenes are done, I was like, hey, why don't you pop in?
Yeah. Come holler at you. Hey, guess what's about to happen? I'm about to make Minority Report.
Well, I mean, that's almost 10 years later, 15 years later, yeah.
Exactly.
But no, Temple of Doom, yeah. I haven't watched them really in forever, but
time to run it back.
I saw Kingdom of the Crystal Skull in the theater.
What movie?
Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. You choose not to remember Kingdom of the Crystal Skull?
I have no idea. I have no recollection.
Wow, you're one of those.
Yeah, I have no
like
idea.
never happened.
Yeah, this is Indiana Jones 4. That's what this should be.
We made it up. Doesn't exist.
How they gonna explain the son not being here? Oh, he was beating on women.
Harrison Ford just killed him, probably.
Yeah, he's beating on his female. We got him out.
Well, Phoebe Waller-Bridge is apparently his sidekick in this movie the whole time. Boyd Holbrook, who was in Narcos and Logan, who kind of is like a guy who should have been Indiana Jones' replacement, is in this movie.
Maybe.
And the reason he's in this movie is because this movie is directed by James Mangold, who did The Wolverine, Logan, The Great, Ford versus Ferrari. Great movie.
So he just like dealing with old people.
Yeah, oh no, he's a real like, whenever you hear him talk, he just shits on anything CGI and very mainstream Hollywood shit he's not a fan of.
See, that's why Harrison Ford, besides being 80 years old, got hurt.
Well, he had made Copland. He had made Walk the Line, the movie about Johnny Cash. So like,
I think I seen
310 to Yuma. So he's that.
So
he's
old
like a
people.
real. Yeah, he's a real auteur filmmaker. Just like my movies are really old people. You see Harrison Ford yesterday. He's very emotional talking about this movie. He's like, this movie has a lot of heart, and I'm like, damn, this man's old. Like,
right, he thought he was gonna die. He got hurt.
yeah,
He got tore his ACL.
well, I mean, he thought he was gonna die when he fucking crashed that plane. To be honest, I mean, we got to run that. Let's not forget that happened.
Yeah, Santa Monica Airport.
So you can sell Provasic, like him in The Fugitive when he just goes like.
That's your people too. I think Harrison Ford for up north. I think he's from the Bay. No, he's from Chicago.
I think he's Southern California. He has.
No, he's from Chicago. I'm tripping.
Harrison Ford, low key, is like Brad Pitt's father. They have that legit like. Oh no, Chicago, yeah.
He's from Chicago. I'm tripping. I don't know who I'm thinking about from the Bay.
No, but Harrison Ford legit has that Brad Pitt energy of like, I act because people say I'm good, but like I just want to live life. Like Harrison Ford wanted to be like a carpenter or was like a carpenter on the side while making movies. Like he apparently did someone's roof for free. That was like a Hollywood director or whatever. Like
that's how you get some work.
Just a weird guy. He was like, But this comes out next year. Hey, is that your most anticipated movie of 2023?
It's a lot of shit coming out, so remind me.
Mission Impossible 7.
No, Mission Impossible 7 because that shit look fire.
Yeah, I mean Tom Cruise. That PSA has finally come out because that was what played before the trailer that was leaked. But the PSA of Tom Cruise on a plane, Chris McQuarrie by him in another plane, and these are old timey planes. Like these are like again World War II Black Panther Captain America planes. Like this shit, like the engine, sir, it's sputtering. Like we must land now. This is some real Wright brother plane shit that they were in. Right. And Tom Cruise is like in the air talking. This fucking madman, like psychopath of the decade. But yeah, that's definitely my most anticipated movie of the year. Unfortunately, we were supposed to get it this year, but this man knew he was gonna make all the money with Top Gun. He's like, next year I'm gonna make all the money again with this movie. So like,
right now, just wait on it.
And then we had the Mandalorian season 3. This trailer looked fucking good. Like the Mandalorian still remains the best thing about Star Wars.
You gotta send it to me. I could not find that shit.
You couldn't find it? All right, I'll send it to you.
I ain't even see it on the timeline.
Right. They're obviously teasing a war within the Mandalorians in terms of like the ones that are authentic and the ones that are the cult he was raised in, the ones who take off their helmets and the ones that keep their helmets on. No Mercedes Renata, aka Sasha Banks. She wasn't seen in this trailer, but hopefully she returns at some point. But yeah, the action in this too looks spectacular. Like again, they spent all the money on Star Wars stuff, not on Disney, not on Marvel CGI, apparently. Which I understand because I think at the end of the day, Star Wars will still make more than the Marvel stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this trailer was like a very serious vibe, and like it's again he's stuck with this child, so it's he's in dogfights in his ship with this child in the compartment, like horrible parenting, but still he didn't ask to be a father. He was tasked with being one.
Oh, that sounds like every father.
Exactly. You think I asked for this shit?
Right. I was just listening.
And the way the second season of The Mandalorian ends, he is the rightful heir to Mandalore because he's the one who wields the Darksaber. So there will be some drama going on there. But also he took off his helmet so his cult won't take him back. So he's really a nomad at this point. A man without a country, a man without a kingdom. I don't think they had what was the date for this? Too, because it'll probably be end of the year like it's always been, but like, let's speed this shit up. Like,
yeah, because it was supposed to come out this year, right?
I think it will be coming out this year, but I mean, like, they always drop Mandalorian in like November, December.
Yeah, I felt like in 2020 it was around this time. Maybe I'm tripping.
Oh no, February of 2023. God damn it!
That's fine.
It'll probably right before my birthday is the thing, but damn.
Right before fish season.
There's also like a Star Wars Tales of the Jedi show, which is made by the people that made Clone Wars and The Bad Batch. I never watched either of those, but it looked all right.
I love
I
the
know
Bad
that.
Batch.
Yeah, I was about to say I know that was in your bag, so you'll probably give that a shot. The trailer, again, like it's kind of hinting at Ahsoka's origin, and then Count Dooku's origin, and these are like it's like 6 episodes about their origins and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But they have Andor coming up. You and I really haven't talked about Andor much. I mean, we had a hiatus in the summer, so that's when a lot of the trailers were released, but it's coming up rather soon. Who knows if we'll cover that weekly? I mean, it's made by the guy who did Michael Clayton, The Bourne Legacy. So it's going to be super serious because he was the guy who fixed Rogue One with reshoots. But yeah. And then the MCU news, very lackluster yesterday. It was just like, that's it.
It's not too much for them to really talk about.
Well, I mean, there are all these rumors, and again, it's what sucks about the internet is that they're just rumors. But like, the Matt Shankman thing was not shocking when they announced him as the director of Fantastic Four, but not even who are gonna play the Fantastic Four. We didn't even get that at this. Like,
Bro, we still got 1.5 years before production.
but still, you got to give us something. I mean, they dropped.
And then it don't really matter because as soon as you announce it, people motherfuckers gonna start hating anyway. So why does it matter? Because it was rumored that, and I know this is how I knew it was a rumor. Like, bro, you have no insight because they're gonna kill you. Like somebody was like, yeah, apparently at D23 they're gonna announce like John Boyega. I'm sorry, I was about to say John. David
Yeah,
Washington.
there was a whole list of like big time actors that was totally made up. Yeah, you could tell.
I'm like, dog, you out your fucking mind. You think they're gonna announce this around this time?
And there was already like a Henry Cavill supposed to be in season 2 of Loki rumor.
Yeah, like first of all, let's say all this shit is true. Whoever leaked that, hey, that's your ass, bro.
Yeah. Well, apparently the Kevin Feige's promo opened up with the Steve Rogers musical scene from Hawkeye, which was great. That was one of the amazing parts of Hawkeye, is that whole musical bit in the beginning of "I can do this all day." Like,
yeah, I got another one.
Wakanda
Right,
Forever,
man.
which they showed a teaser, which was supposed to be new footage, but we haven't seen that yet, and that hasn't even been linked. I mean, leaked of Wakanda Forever trailer 2. So we probably will be getting that sometime soon because this movie's 2 months away.
Yeah, we get it next month. That's fine.
Yeah, that's, to be honest, like they used to drop stuff
months in advance.
Yeah, maybe they have lost the speed on the fastball at this point because again, like a lot of Thor: Love and Thunder stuff didn't drop until like this movie's coming out next month, and you show us this now. Like, the fuck?
It's just because when you in the league, like, dog, it's no competition. People gonna go see these movies regardless.
That's what it is, and that's what I mean. We're like, they had to get back to that. You got to go back. You got to get that Eye of the Tiger back, Rock. Like, that's what they need to do.
To be honest, you didn't have to drop a trailer or a teaser for Black Panther. People's gonna go watch it.
True, right? But you had to.
Like, I'm going to watch it.
Well, like what you said about No Way Home, where like you could have just gone in cold. Like, this movie didn't need selling. Like, all of us on the internet who've been following it know, like, shit, this is the movie where they're saying 3 Spider-Man are going to be in it. Like, you don't need to put anything out. People are going to go see it regardless.
Right.
Wakanda Forever is probably the second most thing that they could have done since then. But yeah, they talked about Ironheart. Again, nothing about that is, but I think they're still shooting that, so that makes sense. They talked about Quantumania again. That I think will be that we should probably be getting a trailer soon because I think that wrapped filming because that's supposed to be coming again February 2023 if I'm not mistaken. Mm-hmm. And we'll get another look of the great Jonathan Majors' Kang the Conqueror, a different variant of Kang the Conqueror, not the man. What was he? The man who shit. I forgot what his name was in Loki. It was a different.
Yeah.
And then we had The Werewolf by Night. So this is like them making a short film about a werewolf. So I'm already kind of in because I'm a big just werewolf fan in general. Anything that kind of relates to lycanthropy, I'll give a shot. Mm-hmm. But this is Gal Garcia Bernal. It's supposed to be dropping around Halloween, so I don't know if this will have continuity with anything relating to the movies. The trailer looked very Grindhouse-esque.
Yeah, I actually watched that trailer this morning.
Yeah, and I mean Grindhouse in like the old timey sense, but Grindhouse in like remember they played the fake trailers between the Grindhouse movies of don't, and the Rob Zombie. That was Edgar Wright's short trailer. Rob Zombie had Werewolf Women of the SS, speaking of werewolves, in which Nick Cage played Fu Manchu. Very problematic, but that's how Grindhouse movies were, so it was authentic. And that was Machete, I think, had a trailer, and which then led to the Machete movie with Danny Trejo. Then I like the Don't trailer a lot because it is accurate in terms of like how horror movies were, especially British horror movies. But the Thanksgiving trailer by Eli Roth is phenomenal. Super like what the fuck too. But that trailer is amazing. And that's what this trailer had. Who knows if it'll be again like hardcore? They kind of trailer makes it seem like it will be in terms of like a little bit more is PG-13 is R-rated as they can get for PG-13. I think is what Marvel was trying to go for this. Because again, they put Deadpool, they put Logan, the Punisher, Daredevil. They announced Daredevil Born Again, so who knows if they'll go full force with what they were doing on Netflix with that show. They announced Echo, which again I enjoyed the Hawkeye show, and I know a lot of people didn't, or just thought it was all right, but that character and her origin story is one of the best parts of the show. I don't know how much you can really get with her own show, just because I'm not fully aware of that character after that show. But this is one of those things where, like, if you have 6 episodes, maybe don't drag it out.
Right.
Like, use your time wisely. What was the other? Loki season 2, and Loki season 1 was the best show they put out and have put out. Oh no, I haven't finished Miss Marvel. I know you like Miss Marvel a lot. Would you say it was better than Miss Marvel or no?
No, Miss Marvel was fire. I'm only on like episode 3 or 4, and that shit fire. I might watch the She-Hulk. I ain't gonna hold you. I haven't heard really too many bad things about She-Hulk, so I'll just see what's going on with it.
Like I said, I'm having surgery Tuesday, so all next week I'll be catching up on these shows. They announced Armor Wars, which is War Machine Don Cheadle's show. He plays a part in Secret Invasion. They dropped that trailer. That trailer looked all right to me. Very like spy X-Files type vibe about like secret agents fighting aliens. I don't expect this to be a big action show anyway, but the action I saw was like, yeah, it's all right. This is just more like who can you trust, which is the shitty part about the Skrulls. Anytime they've ever been on TV, is like, oh, is this person even going to be the real version of themselves?
Right.
But that's the whole point of this story in general, is you can't trust anyone. And it's one of Sam Jackson's biggest looks, aside from Captain Marvel, part of being in these movies. Like, this show is built around him. So shout to him at what age? 70? Is he?
Yeah, I think he is solid 70 at this point. I got the same birthday as him too, which is wild.
Really?
Yeah.
Who else?
Davis. The person that tweets about Popeyes, Jamil Hill. It's a couple other people, but I always say Sam Jackson is always the number one go-to.
That's a good one to share a birthday with. I mean, I share mine with Floyd Mayweather, so Junior, I should say, Floyd Mayweather Jr.
No, sir, I ain't horny all the time like you. At this point, I'm just sleepy and hungry. Oh, I share a birthday with the great Brett Waters as well.
That's what it was. I'm like, there was someone. I'm not going to get back into that, but Captain America: New World Order, which is still again hilarious title. Danny Ramirez, who was Fanboy in Top Gun Maverick, is officially Falcon. They had teased that in Falcon and Winter Soldier, but they announced in this movie he will fully be taking the role of Falcon because he was left the old wings, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
Tim Blake Nelson, who was in Holes and was in Fantastic Four, is in this movie. They announced another casting too, but the other thing was Sebastian Stan will be reprising his role as Bucky, aka the Winter Soldier, in Thunderbolts.
Yeah.
Marvel's answer to the Suicide Squad, and this team is Florence Pugh's Yelena Bobolov, David Harbour's Red Guardian, which is like, oh god, because he was one of the worst parts about Black Widow.
As opposed to the whole movie?
Yeah, but he stood out the most.
Uh-huh.
I've never been a fan, to be honest, especially on Stranger Things. Hannah John Kamen. She was Ghost in Ant-Man and the Wasp. She'll be back. They said Taskmaster will be back, and they said it's supposed to be Olga Kurylenko, who was Taskmaster in Black Widow. But the whole point of Taskmaster is someone else can be Taskmaster too. Like you just wear a suit that has the camera. Oh yeah, and Wyatt Russell, Kurt Russell's son, is back as John Walker, U.S. agent. So again, very kind of there were a lot of jokes like this team's getting washed with whoever they're facing. Like they got one super soldier in the Winter Soldier. Oh no, two. I get because the U.S. agent is now a super soldier himself. But yeah, the rest of this team is slim pickings, I should say. But I guess that's going to be the whole appeal. Is they're even like lesser than the Suicide Squad.
Mm-hmm.
This is, I think, like when LeBron tried to put him, Rondo, Lance Stevenson on the Lakers. Like we're really gonna like slum it this year. Like,
damn,
even though like two of those guys are my favorite players, but they had been past their prime at that point.
You a Lance Stevenson fan?
Yeah, born ready. He had that run in Indiana. Yeah,
cool. That ain't enough to be somebody's favorite.
You want to talk about Lance Stevenson one day? About our favorite NBA players who like
I'll pass on that. Yeah, I'll pass on that.
Let's not forget Lance Stevenson was the better high school prospect than LeBron James. Like he won what 3 or 4 titles in Lincoln at Lincoln High.
Yeah, but that don't matter. That don't mean you should blow in his ear.
No, I'm just that's another like Lance Stevenson was a great like
he got an and-1 deal, which is fire.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like we'll talk about Lance Stevenson one day.
No, we won't.
The Marvels with Brie Larson, Tiana Paris, and Iman Velley, who is again just a charming young woman in Miss Marvel. And anytime you see her in like interviews, that's their movie. Which, well, she's just like there's nothing you can hate about this woman. She's just so nice, is what it seems, or like she's so genuine.
We need people like.
She basically is replacing Tom Holland in terms of like, wow, so likable, and you're just like, I'm so happy to be a part of this. While all these other people are like adults who are like, listen, this is paying for my second house, or like you said, my divorce.
Right. That's all.
But she's like we're like, I'm happy to be here.
Hey, we happy you here too, baby. We need that.
There always has to be one person who's like legit in it for the love of the game. She is that person for them in these upcoming films. Because Tom Holland will be too busy making a fucking Gene Kelly film and whatever, and Uncharted 2 allegedly Sony has their way. But yeah, I mean, they just kind of had a light weekend in terms of the Marvel news. I mean, Comic-Con, they announced a lot more stuff. Again, it went back to the old ways where they announced like years in advance, here's what we're doing. Get excited, get mad, you sons of bitches, get mad. That's what they were basically doing. Kevin Feige went back on stage to be like, we're having a movie this year. We're having a movie next year. 2 years after that. Like,
no, enough is enough, bro.
Yeah. He went full Wolf of Wall Street at the end. Like, aren't you fucking excited? Like, yeah.
No. Y'all peaked already, bro.
But that's I mean, besides the argument of having they peaked, they've had a rough year. I mean, again, Multiverse of Madness, I'm fond of it, extremely fond of it. That pissed a lot of people off. Thor: Love and Thunder, rightfully so, pissed a lot of people off, and it deserved its backlash. Moon Knight, yep. The less said about that, the better. So much potential, so much wasted. Miss Marvel, like I said, I got to get to it. She-Hulk, from what I'm seeing on the timeline, people are just like, this is the one show where it's like it's supposed to be campy. Mm-hmm. So like, it's okay that it actually is.
Yeah, it seemed like they made it that way. That's why I was like, all right, I'm going to tap in.
Yeah. And the rest of the year, they'll have, again, Wakanda Forever, this Halloween special. And yeah, they'll start 2023. And depending on how good Quantumania is, I think if Quantumania is bad, which I don't expect it to be, because the Ant-Man movies the first one's great. The second one's not bad. It's really good. It's just not as good as the first one. But I don't expect this one with fucking King of the Conqueror to be ass or trash. No. But we have been saying a majority of this year that they're now like the Russian is cut. He's bleeding. He's a man. Whereas before they were the Juggernaut. So you have to kind of go back to being the Juggernaut, especially when the competition shoots itself. And that competition being Sony is constantly shooting itself in the foot, as we talked about with Van and Morbius and Craven and Madam Web and what they have planned. And with the way Warner Discovery is constantly reshuffling these DC stuff, they're out of the race completely until they find someone to shepherd all these and to shepherd their future. Because what they have in the vault is stuff I'm not excited about. Black Adam, a new trailer dropped. I haven't seen it. I refuse to watch it. They have Shazam: Fury of the Gods. I know you're excited for it. They have the Flash movie, which is still like okay, grain of salt. They shelved the Batgirl, which is like just release it at this point, because now it'll be so anticipated with like people will want to see this movie that you were gonna hide. And their shows, I mean, yeah, but it's again like Marvel is still their race, like you'd said a few minutes ago. Like they're still at the top, but they're like them being at the top. It's like their product's weaker, in certain aspects. But that's pretty much it for this week. What was the biggest news from D23 MCU wise that you were hyped about? Again, out of all the stuff I just talked about, what's your number one?
You think of what I'm thinking?
Is it Daredevil? Is that what you're gonna say? No, what is it? Nothing?
No, I forgot. I didn't even know this was coming out. I'm like, oh, D23, swell.
It was well. Maybe it went so underwhelming because maybe people probably knew they weren't going to show much. I still have to watch Daredevil season 3.
It was good, but it ain't the second one. The second one, a classic.
I just talked about this with Cal. Daredevil, because he had talked to listen to. It's now available on YouTube. White Noise Movies, Film, Cinema, Part 2. Cal tells a great story about talking to John Bernthal right before the show's about to come out. I mean, I don't know which of the. You might be right that nothing, but I mean, the Thunderbolts, I'm a little bit curious about. Just in terms of, again, there's the people involved in these projects is the thing. It's like a lot of D-level talent writing and directing these movies.
Right.
But again, these movies are written and directed by Kevin Feige at the end of the day. So, what matters? What matters anymore?
Exactly. And then at the same time, like I said, they leading the race, so people gonna tap in regardless because there ain't too much else to watch but them.
It probably, to be honest, even though they haven't shown nothing yet, it's probably Quantumania. There was that like small piece of footage that leaked from Comic-Con weekend, but it was so bad you couldn't really see it. But again, seeing Jonathan hopefully like a more villainous King of the Conqueror from Jonathan Majors. Again, I'm a big Paul Rudd guy. Michael Douglas is him. Again, I like the Ant-Man movie, so that's probably what I'm looking forward to the most is Quantumania with what they shown with what they talked about at D23. But I mean, New World Order. I mean, it's written by the guy who wrote the show. And again, when we talked, we talked about Morbius being so bad is the writers. What they wrote previously was a whole lot of dog shit. So explain why that movie was dog shit. And what did I tell everyone when Moon Knight came out? I'm like, that man who was the showrunner and creator for Moon Knight co-wrote the Fantastic Four movie that Michael B. Jordan was in. And there were two reasons why that movie was bad: him and Josh Trank. So you can't put the blame on Josh Trank. Put that blame on Jeremy Slater. So, but next week we'll be back again, like Banks said earlier, with the way Sundays are looking in terms of football. Are you ready for some football,
bruh?
We'll be here bright and early, live. Shows might not be 3 hours like they used to be.
Hell no, they not. Y'all gotta pay for the new shit.
Well, I'm saying, they will be, but not during football season. But there will always be extra content on our Patreon. We have a legit bonus episode, a part of the banks, 2 commentary tracks, and more. So you gotta tap in. It starts dropping tomorrow, $5, because Scrooge McDuck wants to get paid.
Hell yeah! So whoever here, hey man, you see it down there. Patreon.com/Banks versus Davis. Sign up, $5. Ain't shit. Make sure you support, even if you don't listen. I know people that sign up for Patreons and don't listen.
Yeah, and again, we're not just trying to take your money. This money's going back into the show, pay for the StreamYard and all that.
I ain't got a lot of money. I still had to buy new equipment, so all this shit gonna look different by next week.
Again, when we went on hiatus, even though it was supposed to be the end, and y'all bitched and y'all cried about wanting the show back when you weren't there in the first place. You had to show up on that. You had to show up in droves for that final episode just to hear the tea, like Pavelli's bitch ass.
All right.
Fucking Why are you running, Amp? Why are you running?
Facts. Hey, Ken
we're-
Lewis, I appreciate you. Go ahead and do that so I can shout you out.
We're back. And again, we came, and one of the things we talked about coming back was what we wanted to do. And it makes a lot of the stuff made sense in terms of content we were doing that is more Patreon content anyway. That's the commentary tracks. You can watch the movie with us and hear us talk about it. Same thing with the wrestling commentary tracks and all that. That's because we don't want you to watch icons talking. That's just bad. Look, it just looks bad aesthetically. So again, pay $5. It's just a month, and we're giving you something. We're at least giving you 3 pieces of content a week going forward, aside from the regular show, which is again here every Sunday on YouTube. So we're not trying to fuck you over like $5 for one piece of new material. We can iPod. I do the same thing with BRP. We are giving you 3 shows a week over there and the regular show.
Right.
So
y'all getting at least 3 shows a week, at least, bro.
Yeah, definitely worth it.
It's worth the $5. You're.
Yeah. So thanks. Where can the people follow you?
Patreon.com/Banks versus Davis. Y'all can follow me there. Otherwise than that, if you want to be nosy, I'm just gonna keep posting at iamnotbanks on all social media platforms, but don't follow me there. Once again, follow me at patreon.com/Banks versus Davis. That's where you can follow me at. $5, you can follow me anytime you want.
All right. You can follow me on Twitter at Davis, aka Drip. Instagram, daviscoltondc. At the BVD Pod on Twitter. Banks versus Davis on YouTube. Banks versus Davis Patreon. Pay the $5. Yeah, this Niner game is about to start. Trey Lance. I mean, I'll actually be able to watch this game thanks to the Bears. Shout out to the Bears, even though fuck the Bears.
That's the game I'm about to watch too. So
yeah, let's do it. Let's do a live watch along on the Patreon. We're head over there right now. Watch the game with us.
If I can get 3 people to sign up right now, I'll do it.
No, I'm not gonna. No, because I gotta sit and watch these games. Like
exactly. Like I gotta pay attention.
Like Trey Lance is gonna throw an interception. I'm gonna react like Kendrick. Like my body's gonna be like no. It's gonna be like no.
Please let me go.
Yeah, but we'll see y'all next week. Peace. 2-year anniversary. 2 weeks from now. Tap in.
Make sure you subscribe here too. Banks versus
like
Davis.
Like the video.
On YouTube. Be notified when we go live. 2 weeks. Once again, patreon.com/Banks versus Davis.
And we